everybody, and welcome to Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium here in Dumfries, Virginia, where today the Division V state semifinals with the Phoebus Phantoms traveling to the northern part of the state to play the Potomac Panthers. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen. Hello, everyone. And Paul, state semifinals are here. We're all here ready to get this thing going. Talk a little bit about the Phantoms, how good a season they had this year in the running attack mainly.
Mike, we have watched this team all year long as we've given you the productions here from WHCS Channel 46. You've seen the growth of a football team when you've watched the Phoebus Phantoms play, ladies and gentlemen. They started out with a very strong team at the beginning of the year, but they came across a good Hampton team, and they lost, and from there on out, they've been doing much better.
Okay, I tell you, let's send it down to Brent Musgrove, where he has the Potomac head coach, Tony Lilly, for a sideline interview.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. I'm standing here with Coach Lilly, Potomac High School. He's been a head coach for 2 years now. Coach, tell us a little bit about your background, if you will.
I went to school in this area at Woodbridge High School, actually, and I was fortunate enough to get to play some college ball at the University of Florida and went on to play with the Denver Broncos for 5 seasons. And, I found my way back home, actually, and, I'm glad to be back here.
We appreciate you taking the time with us, Coach. Do us a little bit and tell us a little bit about this team you've brought in here.
Well, we've got a lot of kids that have been in the program and been up at the varsity level for, 3 and 4 years. And they've just shown a tremendous amount of leadership for us on the field. They got to have a confidence about themselves going into each game. They've been able to take each game one game at a time, and they've done a great job this year.
Well, you went 5-5 last year, if I'm not mistaken. This year, here you are, 11-1. Big game last week, 59-7 win. Do you see yourself as more of an offensive coach or defense, or pretty much balanced?
Well, I try to be balanced as I can. I've got some great coaches on the staff with the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. And the kids, they understand that it's a three-way game. You've got to have a great special teams, defense, and offensive performance to win in this level.
Coach, let me ask you one last question so you can get back to your people. What do you see in Phoebus? Let the fans know what you think you're going to face today.
Well, the biggest thing I see is a lot of tradition down there. They've been to the finals a couple times, have some state titles under their belt. They understand how to play in games like this. They have a great running attack. They've got good speed on the field, and they bring a lot of talent to the field. So we're going to have to play a good ball game to be in the game with them.
Well, Coach Lilly, I thank you very much, and congratulations on your success very quickly in 2 years. And I know we're going to see you again. Thanks again. Guys, I'll take it back up to you. You heard his assessment of Phoebus. It's what we've been seeing before. Thanks.
Thanks, Brent. As the Potomac Panthers are entering the field as we speak, the Potomac band finally came onto the field, and they'll be playing the national anthem here shortly. They have 3 running backs on this team, and I believe they play without a wide receiver in most cases. They start 3 tight ends, 3 running backs, and all the running backs average between 600 and 700 yards rushing during the season. We're not real sure exactly what offensive set they're going to run, because when you don't use a wideout and you start 3 tight ends, it changes the philosophy of the defense big time. Let's take it down to Bill D, where Brent's got him down there right now. We'll have a chat with Coach Bill D of the Phoebus Phantoms and see what he has to say concerning this issue.
Thanks, Mike. Here again for the 6th time this year with Coach D, and we're loving it. Hopefully we get to see it one more time. Coach, I just learned something. Changed my interview a little bit. I watched you doing your routine out there. Saw a lot of tightness between players and the coach. How do you feel about that?
Well, you get pretty tight. You spend a lot of time with those kids. Weight room, and then you're here all summer, and then now we pass through Thanksgiving and towards Christmas. I spend a lot of time with the kids. I appreciate all their hard work and effort that they have given to me this year.
And I can see it coming back at you, Coach, because every time you walk by, a hand would reach out. Well, here we are in the 13th game of the season. Are you surprised, and I don't mean that about the work ethic, I'm telling you, surprised that some of your players have come along as fast as they have?
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised because of how hard they work. You never know what a season will lead. Last year, I think a lot of people had us penciled in, for how good we were going to be last year. And this group here, I think a lot of people looked at it, not as experienced, but they have played together as a team. We've come up here as a team, and we've played great team football.
Well, 2 playoff games. You've given up, 7 points? Let's do me a favor and just talk a little bit about your defense.
Defense has just picked it up. You know, we faced the challenge of two different types of offense. First game was a split back veer offense. And then last week we had more wide open throwing. You know, they mixed it up a little bit. But the kids have met the challenge, and then we're going to be challenged today. This team here at Potomac is a good football team.
Well, in those last two games, I think the coaching had a lot to do with it. Y'all seemed to be every place that their receivers were trying to be. But I ask you one last question, and that is, tell us, have we seen anything like this team down in Tidewater, and tell us what we're going to see.
Well, their offense is different than anything we've seen. They run an unbalanced line, and they run a lot of misdirection and stuff. And then they'll run a lot of different formations and spread people around. So they do a lot of things on offense. Defensively, you know, they're similar to the scheme that we run, and we've seen schemes like it. But offensively, a lot, you know, something different that we have not seen a lot of. You know, when they spread the ball, we've seen a lot of that stuff. But the unbalanced tee is definitely something different.
Well, Coach, thank you again for coming over and taking the time. And I know we're here to see a good game. And thanks again and good luck. Guys, I'll take it back up to you. You heard it all the way from Coach D to us. Here we go.
Thanks, Brent. Appreciate that. Okay, today's game is brought to you by Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue with great subs, salads, and wraps. And in part by Eric Thompson Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Call 881-2004. And by Parkline Wood Funeral Home located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, Brent, we got, and Paul, we have a very good contest going here today. This is going to be a game that we have not seen all year in regards to Potomac's offense.
Yeah, Mike,
both of y'all going to call this coin?
We'll listen
to the coin toss here before we get into that.
You're going to talk. Take those, I'll flip this one. Call it heads or tails. Tails you call, it is a tail, you've won the toss.
Phoebus has won the
Would you like
toss.
to defer your choice? Yes, sir.
All right, the Phantoms have won the toss, deferred to the second half.
What goal do you want to defend? Put your back to that goal facing me. You turn around. You guys will receive.
So the Phantoms will be kicking off left to right as we see it on the screen. And kicking off for the Phoebus Phantoms should be number 95, Matt Cole. And that will get this game underway. And shortly here we'll throw up the offensive starters for the Panthers of Potomac. Potomac.
And, Mike, we mentioned the Potomac offense, and we're going to be seeing that right off the bat here. And they do use an unbalanced offensive line, as you mentioned. The tight end lines up about 2 spots over from the center rather than the normal 3. This helps to create a lot of confusion. It sets up multiple sets for the offense, and that's a big part of their game. It also helps them to spread the ball around, and we're going to see real quickly how much of a problem that's going to present for this very tough Phoebus defense, which we have seen progress throughout the year to where they are just really shutting people down.
Looks like going back deep for Potomac is number 2.
2 is...
You pronounce it, please.
Folks, bear with us. His name is Muku Koloko.
Dante Steele is the other young man back there for the Panthers.
Here's your Potomac offense at running back number 2, Muku Koloko. Fullback number 4, Darius Brent. Quarterback number 5, Anthony Staples. Tight end number 7, Abdul Kune. Tight end number 11, Raphael Ami. Running back number 28, Deontay Steele. Tackle number 52, Ryan McHenry. Guard number 55, Isaac Boudou. The guard number 58, Shakir Cannon. Center number 70, Blaine Morton. And tackle number 76, Brian Bogart.
Yep, that was... thought it was number 2, but it looks like number 33 that actually got the ball.
Here's the replay on that. Was it number 2, Muku?
I thought it was.
Kaluko. Yes, that is number 2.
Forced out of bounds over here on the 27-yard line, where Potomac will take over 1st and 10. After this play, we'll throw up the defensive starters for the Phantoms.
Here they come with a stacked
Staples
backfield.
is the quarterback. And right off the get-go, there's a flag down.
3 flags. All right, here's your Potomac offense.
Full start offense.
Running back number 2, Muku Koloko. Fullback number 4, Darius. Oh, excuse me. We are doing the Phoebus defense. My bad. Number 5, Aaron Hawkins, linebacker. Number 7, defensive end, Landon Givers. Number 8, safety, Nathaniel Motley. Number 9, corner, Derek Davenport. Number 11, linebacker, Darius McMillan. Number 15, linebacker, Charlie Smith. Number 32, linebacker Haroon Brown. Number 44, defensive end Alandis Beggs. Number 58, nose guard Terry Lyles. Number 62, tackle Dominique Davenport. And the corner, 84, Reed Evans.
Now that was number 28, Dante Steele, on the carry. He's set up in their starting lineup as a tight end, and they got him in the backfield after about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 13, and the center actually moved before he snapped it on that one.
That was very clear.
Should cost him another 5 yards.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense.
So 5 yards makes it 2nd down and 18 now for the Panthers. Back down there near their 20-yard line. Back to pass. Over the middle, deep down the middle, wide open.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball. Oh, wow, they killing the ball.
Goodness.
That was completed to number 28, Dante Steele, on a fly pattern. And he was 5 yards beyond the defense. And I want to see the replay. Did he actually come down?
Mike, watch this replay. How he gets open, I don't know. But look at the arm on the quarterback. Steele has got 5 yards on the defenders when he catches the ball. And that's one of their primary weapons. Deontay Steele, who's averaged 200 or has gained 250 yards through the air on 21 catches this year.
So 1st and 10 at the 20, at the Phantoms 20. And off again is to number 28. That is Steele. Looks like Steele's going to be the primary offensive weapon right now in this drive. That's 3 times he's had the ball. That's a gain of about a yard at most.
Number 11, Darius McMillan on defense for the Phantoms, gets to Steele quickly, makes the initial hit here. And, Mike, it's going to be tough to run on the Phantom defense. We've seen that all year long. They play a very tough defense.
2nd down and 9. This time Staples is under the center, again with 3 backs. This is a pitch out to number 4, and that is Brent. All the way down to about the 12 on the play, make it to 13. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and short.
They have been able to pick up a few more yards on that, Mike. He actually ran into one of his own blockers. And if he could have bounced around him to the outside, he probably could have picked up about 2 or 3 more yards.
And that was Darius Brent on that carry. That'll be 3rd down and about 2 now, maybe 3. Staples behind center, single setback. 4 wideouts now for Potomac. A little flip out to the far side of the field, a little bit short and incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 3, and it looks like the Panthers are going to send out their field goal kicking.
That play wouldn't have gotten much, Mike. Reed Evans was right there on the coverage. Had the pass been caught, I believe he would have been brought down immediately.
Like a 29-yard field goal attempt for the Panthers, and that is Eric DeBraz on the attempt. And, boy, he's got a major angle to hit here.
This is quite a bit of an angle.
Block! Phantoms blocked the field goal. Like the Phoebus Phantoms have got the ball down on the 10-yard line. So after that long pass from Steele from Staples to Steele goes for naught, as the field goal attempt of 29 yards was blocked by the Phantoms.
Mike, that ball was recovered by number 11, Darius McMillan. Here you can see the block. You've got 3 Phantoms in there, and it was a low kick. It was a good block. The ball bounced around, and eventually number 11, Darius McMillan, will end up on top of the ball.
So the Phantoms take over 1st and 10 with the ball resting at their own 10-yard line. Taj Boyd, the quarterback, hands the ball off to Dennis Mathis, and he is going to lose about 2 on the play.
Number 27, Dennis Mathis.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the Phoebus offense in today's game. Number 10, Taj Boyd is your quarterback. Number 12, Donald Dixon, the split end. Number 27, Dennis Mathis, the tailback. Number 32, Haroon Brown, the fullback. Number 51, Charlie Jones at left tackle. Number 55, Robbie Davis at center. Number 62, Dominique Davenport at guard. Number 64, Andre Purnell at right tackle. Number 75, Maurice Hampton at right guard. Number 80, William Weaver at tight end. And number 84, Reed Evans, the flanker.
So we'll call it 2nd and 12. Again, handoff is to Dennis Matheson. He looks like dropped for another yard loss on the play.
And now here's that Potomac defense is doing a great job stifling Phoebus. Number 1, Josh Asare, the corner. Number 4, Darius Brent, the linebacker. Number 5, Anthony Staples, linebacker. Number 7, Abdul Kune as safety. Number 9, Emmanuel Damfe at linebacker. Number 28, Deontay Steele at corner. Number 55, Isaac Boudou at defensive end. Number 58, Shakir Cannon at linebacker. Number 64, Franklin Richards at end. Number 67, George Bansai at tackle. And number 70, Blaine Morton at tackle.
So 3rd down and 13 for the Phantoms. Pass out here to number 12. Donnell Dixon, and he is stopped well short of the first down out to looks like about the 11-yard line. Gain of only about 4 on the play.
And Mike, this Potomac defense in this first set has showed me that they are quick, they are penetrating. Watch the pressure on here. You see nobody's out there. Look how quickly they get him contained until you finally see 3, 4, 5, 6 Potomac players on the ball.
4th down and 9. Ball sits at the 12-yard line. Matt Cole is the kicker for the Phantoms, and he almost blocks. Nice kick to the far side. He gets a great bounce inside the 50 down to about the 47-yard line. So the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 here in the first quarter of play. 7 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score.
Nice punt by the Phantoms that time, Mike, to get that ball into Potomac territory. That gets them out of a big hole.
Looks like 42 yards on the punt.
Nice.
Ball sits at the Panthers.
I like the way they do that, too. That
47.
42-yard punt, and we saw him kick it out of the end zone.
Yep.
And it ends up on the 46-47 of Potomac.
Those Staples out of the behind center on this play. 3 backs back there and 2 tight ends.
Like the old Oklahoma offense, doesn't it?
The fake handoff to Staples or to Steele, and we're going to have to try to pick up the number of the player that got the ball.
Number 2.
Kaluku.
Luku Kaloku.
Gain of about 11 on the play, 1st and 10, and the ball sits at the Phantoms' 41-yard line.
And, Mike, that replay gave you a good shot of how they confuse and the misdirection that they use with that stacked backfield. You saw 3 players going 3 different directions.
Staples out there, 1 wide receiver, and that is Steele in motion. He's back to pass, intended for Steele, wide open again, and it's completed. Touchdown, 41 yards. Wide open, the only receiver out there, and he was wide open.
Mike, he wasn't just wide open. This guy can fly, and he's obviously got some moves, and he made a move that put him in the clear. Whoa.
So Staples hits, I mean, he's in motion. He still ends up being wide open.
Look at this on the play. Look, he's 3 yards there, but he was 5 yards behind everybody. And I tell you what, Mike, this young
Potomac
man
has come out here to play, gentlemen.
This young man's explosive. He is just explosive.
Dubrat's out to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Josh Asher. Kick is up long enough, and it is good. So Potomac jumps out in front first by a score of 7-0 here with 6:32 to go in the first quarter of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46. This is Saturday, December the 2nd. We're bringing you the state semifinal game from Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. Once again, Mike, here's that pass. You watch Steele go back. Deontay just has, what can I say? He
made a great catch over his left shoulder, too.
He is potent. Deontay Steele, 775 yards rushing on the year, 250 yards receiving. Last week, Mike, he got 196 yards rushing. And already we've seen him with almost 100 yards in receiving on 2 plays here, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter. Woo!
Well, Phoebus is going to have to find a way to stop that pass.
They sure
and
are.
that's one of the things that the Phantoms have had a problem with during the season is the passing game. Running, the defense have done a pretty good job. So, obviously, the Steele can throw the ball.
And, Mike, you and I have talked about this a couple times along with Brent on some of the games. And teams know that Phoebus is a very tough defensive team when it comes to stopping the run. But they do have a couple of holes for the pass defense. Now, in the last few games, we've seen Phoebus shut down the pass.
That's right. They've done a good job.
Part of that, we think, you and I have talked about it along with Brent, is that the receivers are using the sidelines. They're using the out passes rather than the center of the field. And, of course, that line, the out-of-bounds line, is like another defensive in there.
Little chip shot here, taken at the 25-yard line by one of the upbacks. And I believe that's number 5, Aaron Hawkins. And he gets maybe 3 on the return to the 28, and that's it. But that kept the ball out of Mathis's hands as he was the deep receiver back on the 5-yard line. So the Phantoms take over, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line, I believe is where they set it. So give them 4 yards on the return.
Getting another chance to see that Potomac defense that just shut down Phoebus on the first set of plays. They've got Brent at linebacker, Staples at linebacker, Domfay at linebacker, along with Cannon, 4 good linebackers coming out of a 4-4.
Dodge Boyd back to pass over the middle, deep on the corner. It was intended for number 84, who is that's Reed. Reed Evans. Great defense. He had him covered like a blanket.
And Mike, you said something too. After we watch the replay here, you'll see Taj Boyd's throw to a well-covered Reed. But you said it, and people heard you say it. He throws over the middle because you and I both saw William Weaver as he cut across the middle at about 4 steps on the defender, and that looked like where the pass would have gone. It didn't. It fell incomplete, so we have 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10. Like Boyd is changing the play at the line. That little quick pass out there to Reed Evans again, trying to get around a player that's going to pick up a couple of yards, and that's about it, out to about the 33-yard line. We'll only give them about 4 on the play.
Yep.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Phantoms.
Darius Brent, number 4 of Potomac, very quickly over to cover the play. You see the quick pass out, but look at number 4, Darius Brent, as he gets him over there, holds him up. And again, Mike, these guys are quick. That's all I can tell you. These guys are very, very quick.
The Phantoms have their hands full today. They're going to have to play well.
Those 4 linebackers are moving. They're blitzing. They're coming in. They're getting to the outside.
Boyd trying to get them to draw all sides, and nobody moved. Back to passes. Boyd outside here again to Evans. Slips and falls down at the 35. A gain of a yard at the most.
And guess who? Now, the last play, ladies and gentlemen, that Darius Brent was defending was on the far side of the field. This time, same guy, number 4, Darius Brent, on this side of the field, the near side.
Well, it looks like he is going to be man-on-man with Evans the entire day. Evans is their primary receiver. Back to punt the ball now is Matt Cole, number 95.
Potomac's defense, once again, showing up big here on the 2nd set of plays for the Phantoms.
Darius Brent and Dante Steele back deep for Potomac. This one's going over to Steele as he lets it fall, drop in front of him. And it's down at about the 33-yard line.
So kind of saw Steele take his hands and click them together like he really wanted to pick that ball up.
That's a 33-yard punt by Cole. So Potomac takes over 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. 4:48 here to go in the opening period. Potomac out in front of the Phoebus Phantoms by a score of 7-0.
Watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state semifinals here from Dumfries, Virginia.
Staples on a trap play. Looked like a counter. I believe the ball was handed to Steele. It was.
I think you're right. Yep. He went through several players before he ended up giving it to him.
Gets out to about the 36-yard line.
Watch this replay. Once again, folks, you got 3 runners in the backfield. He goes by 2, hands it off to Steele. Still picks up, 3 yards?
It was 2nd down and a short 7 here for the Panthers.
2 in the backfield this time now.
Got a wide out, and that is, That was a quick handoff right up the middle. I believe that was to number 4. That was Darius Brent on the carry. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. That's going to bring up third down and just a little bit under 5.
Phoebus looking for a way to spring Dennis Mathis when they get the ball. Their defense trying to hold back this very potent to this time Potomac offense.
Steele goes in motion. Fake the pitch out. Goes back to a shovel pass up the middle.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa. Mike, you're going to have to see this on a replay. Talk about misdirection and confusion. It had us confused. My gracious. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Watch.
Scotty says he
watch
was
this. It's a fake pitch. Steele came in motion to the near side of the field.
He took it, and then he pitched it back.
He turned around and went the opposite direction after coming in motion to the near side of the field, went to the far side. They kind of did a little shovel pass to him. He went around the side, and I never caught who was it that he ended up.
He pitched it back to Staples.
Was that Staples again?
So first and 10 after that run of 11. First and 10 now with the ball sitting at the Phantoms' 44-yard line. The Panthers on the run again. Staples back to throw. He fakes one and then goes deep down the sideline. And he's wide open again. And this time, Steele is out of bounds. He had him beat again.
I know we don't have this, Mike, but I kept my eyes on Steele this time. He went down the field a few yards, stopped, turned around. The Phoebus defender just was turned into concrete. Went for the fake, and Steele blew by him.
Well, take note now that Staples is hobbling around a little bit. It looks like he may have twisted an ankle a couple of plays ago, but he is a little bit hobbling right now.
Here's a quick, well, we'll have the replay here in just a moment.
So second down and 10 after the long incompleted pass. Here's a handoff to Steele in the backfield. Gets by 2 tacklers and picks up about 15 yards all the way down to the 30. There was about 3 missed tackles there by the Phantoms right in the middle of the field.
This offense of Potomac is confusing the Phantoms defense as they're finding holes and slipping through tackles. And Mike, when you've got the holes open like that, when you've got all this misdirection they're doing, the Phantom defense is just widespread. They're confused right now. You can see it on the field. They're plain confused.
Timeout is called by the Phantoms, their first of the half.
2 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. You're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you the state semifinals from Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia, home of the Potomac Panthers, who are playing the Phoebus Phantoms today. And Mike playing them very well at this point.
Well, so far, offensively and defensively, they've dominated this game. And Steele, the Staples and Steele combination is right now really is deadly for the Phantoms. Staples is under center, and here comes Steele back in motion out of the backfield. Pitches the ball over here. Is that Du Bois? That is number 2. That's
Kaluko.
Everybody, please, we apologize for any mispronunciation of names, but we down in Hampton are not used to some of the players here at Potomac. So
there's the replay. You saw Steele go into motion. He's out there giving the block.
And he did a good job blocking, too.
Kaluko.
Gain of about 5 on the play. We call it second down and 5. Ball sitting near the Phantoms' 25-yard line. Staples under center, full house backfield.
Oklahoma style.
And nice defensive play that time as Kaluko had no chance there as he's going to lose about 2 or 3 on the play.
That's the type of Phoebus defense we're used to, Mike.
Well, giving them a loss of 3 on the play back to about the make it a loss of 4 as they mark it all the way back to the 29.
That was number 62 of the Phoebus Phantoms getting in there to make the tackle, Dominique Davenport.
That's a young man's name that we called out a lot during the season.
Yeah, particularly on offense, too, as he opens up tremendous holes for Mathis on offense.
So third down and 9 for the Panthers at the Phantoms' 29-yard line. Staples now is back in shotgun with Brent behind him. Pass the ball again over the middle.
Outside.
This time he's out of bounds, so that's going. The defense for the Phantoms decided to play a little bit on this particular down after that called timeout. That really helped a lot as Coach D got the troops fired up a little bit. So 4th down and 9 at the 29.
Here's a replay. And he just goes back. He looks left, and you can see the defense coming in as the linebackers got in on that one. He had a man open over the middle, but he opted to go because of the rush from that side by the linebackers. He opted to go to the far side, and that pass just fell incomplete.
Well, they're taking an awful long time getting this play in there.
The referee's about to pull a flag.
And Potomac has taken a timeout.
Yeah.
Coach Lilly knew that they were running out of time. It took them a while to get that play out there. So Potomac has called their first timeout of the half.
1 minute, 14 seconds left in the first quarter.
7-0 Potomac over the Phoebus Phantoms. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Brent
How are you?
Musgrove. And Mr. Bob Killen down there doing the stats with us.
We've got a nice day here, December 2nd. Yesterday it was 75, 80 degrees down in the Hampton area. It's a little bit cooler today.
In the mid-50s. Yeah. And you still came in with your chops just to chatter away. It's cold. It's cold.
Well, hey, I tell you, I'm a cold-natured person. I couldn't live in cold weather too long. I love that warm weather. But it's good football weather, Mike.
Absolutely. It's a great day for a football game.
Yes, it is.
Clear, sunny.
Right.
4th down. Looks like they're going to go for it. Staples back to throw. Over the middle. Oh, it was intended.
Ooh.
It was intended for Steele, who was at the 25-yard line, wide open. So on 4th down, they turned the ball over on downs to the Phantoms. And believe it or not, on the 29-yard line, folks, this is the best field position that the Phantoms have had.
Yeah, that play was kind of a strange play there because Steele was open. I think he just put a little too much on that pass.
And he let him.
And it's almost as if, and you saw it too, there was another receiver about 10 yards down behind him. I'm thinking maybe he was throwing to him with Steele coming across, but Steele was wide open. And if the pass, to me,
there's your scoreboard.
Had been a little softer, it would have been in there.
What's that word? There's your sign.
There's your sign.
7-0. Here we go with the Phantoms now. Taj Boyd's back, hands the ball off to Mathis, and he's hit right at the line. Leans forward for about a yard to the 30. And right now the Potomac defensive line is handling Phoebus's line.
They really are. He's hit by several people and finally taken down by Tarif Mustafa. You see Mathis gets it 1, 2, 3, and there's number 84, Mustafa, who finally wraps him up.
Puts the finishing touches on it. That'll bring up a 2nd down and a good 9 yards. He didn't quite get a yard on the carry.
Potomac defense is really pushing around the Phoebus line, Mike. That's not something we've seen.
So Boyd on a keeper, and he is still going. He's fighting, gets free, and picks up about 6 or 7 yards.
Now
and he was hit a half a dozen times before he finally got forced out of bounds.
Phoebus needed a run like that, Mike. Boyd got that one, just kept bouncing off, trying to get to the outside. Watch the replays, going to the far side of the field.
He got hit. There's 1.
Bounces off.
2.
Bounces off. 3. Bounces off. 4.
5.
And there's
Took
the fifth guy.
So it's a gain of about 7 on the play. 3rd down and 2 for the Phantoms. They have to reach just shy of the 40 to get the first down. That was a great run by Boyd.
Yes, it was, Mike. It looks like Phoebus has decided, well, you've got Dennis Mathis keyed on. We're going to let somebody else do something here. And Boyd stepped up.
Expect them to see us to see Haroon Brown get the ball here soon.
I'm surprised they haven't gone to him yet. Try and break
Brown
through
by
there.
himself in the backfield. And here comes Brown. There's the first down. As he hit a player, got nailed, and pushed forward another 2 yards out to the 42. So the Phantoms get their initial first down of the game.
There he is. Mike, that's Thunder. We call him Thunder and Lightning. That was Thunder that got the ball. Big Haroon Brown, 245 pounds.
Well, it took 4 players from Potomac to bring him down. Phoebus received their first down of the game as the first quarter has come to an end here at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. At the end of 1, the Potomac Panthers 7 and the Phoebus Phantoms 0.
Mike, we've seen quite a different game than we've seen the last few weeks here. This is a game where Phoebus, for the most part, has been contained in their end of the field. They've not been able to get their running game going at all. On the opposite side of the field, Potomac, with their misdirection, with their multiple set offense, are really confusing that tremendous Phoebus defense.
Well, unless you see that, at least a couple times during the season, this is something that it takes more than a week to get prepared for. And there's nobody that I know of down in the Peninsula area that runs this particular offense.
Oh, and the Phoebus coaches will try to make the changes and adapt to this during the quarter change and, of course, during halftime.
I believe the only team that even runs anything similar to this would probably be Woodside.
Yeah, and it's not even close to what we're seeing here at all. All right, so far Potomac with 53 yards rushing and 110 yards passing on 2 for 6. So we're looking at 55 yards per pass, and both of those went to Steele.
Right.
Deontay
So
Steele.
here we go, 1st and 10 from the 42. There's the handoff to Haroon Brown up the middle, and he gets met by the entire front line of the Panthers and just barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Swarming defense by the Potomac
Actually,
team.
he's going to lose about a yard on the play back to the 41. So
Look how quick the backers come up from the center of your screen on that play to close the hole on the runners.
I think that the Phantoms need to possibly use a tight end here, and we kind of like to read what we can see here, and it looks as though a play action fake to the running backs would leave the middle wide open. Here we go. Boyd looks like he drops back to pass. There's a player wide open, but he fell down.
Fumble.
Boy, they got lucky that time because they got lucky and got the ball back. I'll tell you, William Wheeler, number 80 for the Phantoms, lined up in the slot over there, and as he took off running, he fell down. And the defense had already moved up. If he had kept his feet, he would have been wide open. You could see him take off. And about that time, he falls down.
Fumbles the ball here, and Robbie Davis, number 55, is able to fall on it for the Phantoms. But you're right.
Loss of 3 makes it 3rd and 14.
He was wide open after he got up. But by that time, defense was in.
That's right, Boyd was down. 2 wideouts, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. Back to passes, Boyd over the middle. It's completed.
Oh.
Hog-tied there. It looks like, and that's Haroon Brown on the completion. He's going to be short of the first down, but he was just absolutely hog-tied down.
Mike, you're going to see this catch. He just lifts up one hand and just corrals that ball. Watch him grab it with one hand, just reaches up and pulls it in.
And look which arm he grabbed it with.
Left arm, his left hand.
So that's a gain of about 8 on the play, but it's going to be 4th down and almost 5.
Woo. That was a heck of a catch by Haroon Brown.
Matt Cole back to punt now for the Phantoms.
So far, we have not seen the Potomac team have a return of any kind.
This is Steele and Brent back, and it's a bad punt. He kicked that one straight out of bounds.
That one hit the cameraman over there.
Question is where are they going to mark it at? They're going to mark it at the 45, so that goes as an 8-yard punt. Well, that doesn't help his average any.
Not a good punt.
I mean, he took the snap and he turned like he wanted to kick it to that side of the field, but he went too far.
He kicked it to that side, all right.
Right.
9:39 left in the first half here at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia, as we watch the semifinals of the State Division V Championships.
So after a pretty poor 8-yard punt by the Phantoms, the Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 45. There's Steele again in the backfield, and he is swarmed under by about 3 or 4 Phantom defenders, and he didn't have any chance that time. He's going to lose about a yard. Bring it up 2nd down and 11 now from the 44.
Much better reaction on the Phoebus defense as they're able to penetrate that time up the middle and contain the outside.
It looked like Givers was the main stop on that play.
And then Givers. Like so far, Steele with 62 yards receiving, and Kane, number 7, 42 yards receiving for the Potomac offense. So they've got 110 yards passing.
Back to pass. Oh, nice play, too, and it was overthrown just a little bit intended for Kanak. Abdul Kane. Again, I apologize.
Good day.
And just a little bit overthrown. He was wide open, too.
Yes, he was.
He made a great job trying to get to that one, too. 3rd down and 11 with the ball sitting at the 44-yard line.
Routes the receivers are able to run today, Mike, are spreading out the secondary of the Phantoms and leaving the middle of the field open, which we've seen at various times throughout the year.
Well, they really took advantage of Steele's speed there in the first quarter, and the last couple of times he's thrown.
Whoa.
Look out.
Misplay here. They're going to call him down.
I'm not sure why. Are they calling him down back there?
He slipped. They're going to call him down there.
But I tell you what, it's going to be a motion penalty against Potomac because the ball was snapped and nobody back there was ready for the ball to come. Here's a replay.
Watch this replay. Everybody was just kind of standing around.
Against the offense, that penalty is refused.
You would think,
I guess it is. That's where they call him down back.
That's a 23-yard loss on that play by Potomac. That's going to bring up 4th down and a whole bunch.
Somebody just got their signals crossed on that one.
About 34 yards, if I count correctly.
Wow.
All the way back to the 22-yard line.
Woo. 4th and 34. That's a long way to go.
Reed Evans now. Who's calling timeout?
Timeout on Potomac. 8:29 left here in the first half. Potomac with a 7-0 lead over the Phoebus Phantoms. It's Saturday, December 2nd. We're at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium. This is WHCS Channel 46, bringing you the Division 5 state semifinals from Dumfries, Virginia. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser, Brett Musgrove, and Bob Killen.
Now, this is the first opportunity that the Phoebus Phantoms has gotten. Couldn't tell. They were asking if the replay showed his knee actually hitting the ground. We haven't heard yet.
I think that's what the coach is arguing about right there.
According to the truck, the knee did not hit his
Our
ground.
kids wouldn't say that. We don't need that kind of advantage today.
From the truck, they're telling us that it didn't appear the knee was down, but his forward motion did appear to be stopped.
How about they just try to play football against us?
Well, whoever that was.
Yeah, boy, because he didn't think he was down either.
Yeah.
So Reed Evans is back now to receive the punt from Potomac. There's the snap. Looks like another flag is down.
And just a second ago, Mike, you could hear the coach talking to the ref. Just let him play the football.
Got good sound on that one, didn't we?
Angle right, angle right.
See what this call is.
Snap. False start. Offense.
That's their 3rd false start penalty of the game.
Well, as things work out real well on offense, sometimes they take a turn for the bad. And here, Potomac has faced several pieces of bad luck with some penalties that have put them back deep in their own territory.
So Eric DeBroth is the punter set up now. He's only 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's awful close, isn't he?
I think that's DeBratz.
Okay.
He's got a good leg.
Reed Evans watches the ball land at the 50, gets a
nice bounce.
Potomac bounce of about 8 yards all the way down to about the Phoebus 42-yard line. So that's where Phoebus will take over here in the second quarter, trailing 7-0 to Potomac. 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the second period of play. Score 7-0.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46, and what a great production crew we've got with us today. Mike, as always, on the cameras, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, and Steve Fryer. Our graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motionist at replay, Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator, Sarah Myers. And production assistant, Renee Camden. And we'll get to the rest of them here after this play.
Here we go. Boyd under center. Hands the ball off to Mathis. Mathis gets hit hard and brought down low.
Who was that?
I think it was one of the linebackers, number 9, that actually got the initial stop.
Emmanuel Dumfay. Watch this hit if you can see it right in the middle of your screen. Boom.
And I tell you, he gained 2 yards on that play. And, folks, that's his biggest gain of the game so far, 2 yards.
For Dennis Mathis, the leading rusher of the Peninsula District,
This is
with
a young
over
man.
1,600 yards for the season.
And he's
65 yards short of 2,000.
He's almost at 2,000 yards, and so far they've stopped him cold. And here goes Mathis this time, breaks free for a few yards, and there goes the flag. That's probably a hole considering where it was called from. He gets the ball out to about the 46 before he's pushed back. Either that or a face mask, one of the two. What it is, it's a face mask.
Face mask.
5-yard penalty is what the referee called, and that will, they call it an incidental. Unless he grabs hold and actually pulls on it.
See if we can see it in here anywhere.
5-yard penalty against the defense.
Must have been right in that area there from behind.
Still second down.
And they not only get the play, but they get the penalty, and it's still second down. So second down and less than 1 now for the Phantoms at the 39-yard line.
49-yard line, and Mike, I believe this is the first time they've been in Potomac territory the entire game.
And here we are midway through the second period here in Dumfries, Virginia. 7-0 Potomac out in front of the Phoebus Phantoms. This is a Boyd, hands off to Haroon Brown up the middle for about 5 yards. That's going to be good for the first down inside of the Panthers' 45-yard line.
Mike, Potomac had the blitz on that time, came off the right side with the two backers coming in quickly. Phoebus ran off the opposite side and was able to pick up 2 or 3 yards on this play to get the first down.
Give him 5 yards on the carry down to the 44. First and 10, Phoebus. Nice run off the right tackle.
Good blocking on that side.
Wide receivers to the near and far side. That is Dixon and Evans. Here is Mathis, and he is stopped for a yard loss. He basically is running right into the back of his own players. As the Potomac Panthers team is just standing up the defense, the offensive line, right there.
That Potomac defensive line is doing a great job, but those linebackers are the key to the defense here. Once
and look
again,
who got stood up, Haroon Brown.
You see number 4 again, Darius Brent, one of the linebackers, is doing a great job today as he goes from side to side.
Second down and 11. We're at looks like about 6 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the second period. 7-0 Potomac. Back to pass is Boyd over the middle, wide open, nice catch. Fumble! And I believe Potomac has the ball.
I believe you're right on that, Mike. Boyd threw a good pass to a wide open receiver. We'll find out who it is in a minute, but he loses the ball. And they're saying Phoebus retains it.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Let's see a replay and find out whether he actually got the ball back.
Let's see here. You see the catch. He comes across the field. There he loses the ball. And here comes, looks like number 75 comes in on that play, and that is Maurice Hampton and number 75. Maurice Hampton came in and stripped it from Potomac's player.
So first and 10 inside the 25 to about the 24. And there goes Haroon Brown off the right side down near the 15-yard line. Looks like I'm going to mark it at about the 16. Good run there on a first down play.
Well, folks, it looks like Potomac has the number on Dennis Mathis today, so Haroon Brown is taking over here and beginning to move the ball. Phoebus with the big break on that fumble recovery. You'll see Mr. Thunder as he goes off the right side, and he got some big holes there opened up.
7 yards on the gain down to the 13-yard line, so that's going to bring up a second down and 3 for the Phantoms. And this time it's Mathis, and he gets his first big gain of the afternoon.
Think about what you just said, too.
The first big gain?
First big gain for Dennis Mathis.
Well,
wow.
What was it, 6 yards?
Wow.
Like about 6 yards on the play and a first down. Well, if you think about how many times he's been stopped for a yard loss, 2 yard loss, 1 yard range, line of scrimmage, 6 yards is a big gain at this point.
It is.
So they're moving the ball, and it looks like, I believe Potomac has called timeout. If not, the coach is walking out to the field.
It's going to be strange. So Phoebus beginning to move the ball off the right side behind Andre Purnell and Maurice Hampton, the right tackle and the right guard.
Timeout is called by Potomac.
Once again, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you Saturday day football. Like to go ahead and and mention the rest of our production crew. We ended up with production assistant Renee Camden. We have our audio and chief engineer Don Schraus with us today, along with our director and producer, the man himself, Mr. Scotty Bowers. And up in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Musgrove. How about Musgrove and Bob Killen? And yes, we are bringing you Saturday day football, not Friday night like we normally do.
State semifinal action here in Dumfries, Virginia.
This is what, game number 12 for us?
Well,
something around there. Phoebus threatening for the first time here.
At their own 13. Boyd on a keeper, following behind his lead blocker, who was Haroon Brown. Gets the ball near the 10-yard line. Looks like he's inside the 10. If they get on pile, we can figure out where they're at. Looks like he's down to the 9.
Isaac Beaudou, number 55, finally brings Boyd down. As you see the fake there to Brown, and he just tries to follow him right through. Kind of bounces off the side there, picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, 5 yards to be exact, so it's second down and 5.
Yeah, that's a couple of yards.
All right, second down and about 5 to near the inside the 10 now. Here's Boyd under center. Hands the ball to Mathis. He stutter steps to one side, he goes to the other, and he's inside the 5.
Now that was typical Mathis.
That's
there,
right.
Mike.
He's down to about the 3.5. He's close to a first down as the officials have called timeout.
Watch the replay here. Here's the Dennis Mathis everybody's used to seeing. He gets the ball, hits the middle, bounces, sweeps through another tackle, slides through another, and picks up some yardage, some good yardage.
So the officials are going to do a measurement here. From where we are at, it's hard to really see. So we're not even going to try to guess whether or not this is he's close enough for the referee, and that's close enough for me. It looks like he's about a foot short. Maybe not. He's going to actually give him the first down.
Oh, man.
He had to get on his hands and knees. You know, I've seen somebody pull a charge card out and take it and see if it fits. But
well, that one, he just got right down there, put his nose right on the nose of the football.
So the Phantoms have a first and goal inside the 4-yard line.
Wow.
Trailing this game 7-0 with 3:40 to go here before intermission.
Momentum change here in the game.
And
Mike.
there's Haroon Brown over the middle near the goal line, and it looks like he may have got stopped about a foot short. That'll bring up second down and goal inside the 1.
Haroon Brown, Mr. Thunder. Here he is on the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Right off, again, the right side. Mike, I think they found something off that right side. Either Maurice Hampton and Purnell.
Look how they've got the defense set up. They all stacked right there in the middle. There's Brown into the end zone. Touchdown, Phantoms. They're an extra point away from tying this one up, folks.
Haroon Brown with his 16th touchdown of the season.
And let me tell you, considering the way the first period started in this game, it didn't look good, but they really made some adjustments, and they were able to move the ball up the field pretty successfully there.
Here it again, and Mike, it's nothing against Dennis Mathis. We know how great a runner he is, but
they're keying on him big time.
Potomac's keyed on him. They've got him stopped, and Haroon Brown they put it on his shoulders, and he stepped up and is doing the job.
So Matt Cole attempting the extra point. It looks good from here, and it is good. So we are at 3:01 to go here in the first period of play. We're all tied up here, 7-7.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you Saturday football, December 2nd from Chuck Cole Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. There you see the scoreboard out there on a beautiful day in Dumfries, Virginia. And Mike, you were telling me earlier, if you didn't know where Dumfries was,
okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, if you don't know where Dumfries is, it's about halfway between Woodbridge and Quantico. Now, if you don't know where Quantico
what if you don't know where they are?
It's south of D.C.
Now, what if you don't know where D.C. is?
Well, then you're not an American.
Here's Haroon Brown's touchdown. You see him going right off the right side where Purnell and Hampton are, and he just dives the last 2 yards into the end zone. The big 245 pounder.
They found something in Haroon Brown today because he's been able to run the ball pretty successful. Mathis had a couple of decent runs in that drive, but The one pass play, they got a break.
Oh, yeah.
They actually got 2 breaks in that last
with the fumble
set,
recovery.
With the fumble recovery. And then the Potomac player being called down on that long loss. Here's the kickoff. It was breaks the tackle all the way out to about the 36-yard line. Then I believe that is Steele on the carry.
That was number 4, I believe.
It is number
Darius
4.
Brent. Good coverage by the Phoebus Phantom special teams on that.
So Potomac will take over 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line with 2:52 to go in the second quarter play. All knotted up here in the Division V state semifinal championships.
Let's see how
the Virginia
Potomac,
High School League.
Let's see how Potomac does on this, Mike. They had a bad series last time.
But they had a couple of penalties that cost them, and then they had that long. They were set up in a shotgun, and they have 2 wideouts all the way to the near side next to the sideline here. And there goes our tight end, jumped just about a half a second too early. That's another false start. That's 4 so far.
Snap. False start. Offense.
That's 4 times in this first half alone of false start penalties, 20 yards by itself. So that's going to bring up after the 5-yard penalty, 1st down and 15 from the 31. Oh, cut your microphone off, please.
That all the way through here.
And if you don't cut it off, we're going to hear everything he says.
little bit of nervousness possibly or inexperience on the Potomac team. 7 years, or this is their 4th trip to the playoffs in 7 years. They've never quite been this far before, but.
And there is a little side pass to Steele at the 30 to 35 to the 40. And he is forced out of bounds by the Phantoms. Nathaniel Motley, number 8. And a gain of about 15 on the play.
Nice little pass play by Potomac. They just get it and flip it out, almost overthrown. Makes a good recovery, gets a block on the outside there, and is able to pick up some yards.
There's a gain of about 10. So it's 2nd down and 5, just outside of their own 41-yard line, just shy of the 42.
Pretty much a normal set that time.
2:46 to go here in the second period. Staple under center this time and back to pass again, and there goes a wide receiver. He gets pushed outside and gets flattened.
Whoa.
And what a great play. Who is that? That's Reed Evans on the defense out there, and the quarterback just absolutely got flattened. But I tell you what, if it hadn't been for Reed Evans on that pass play, he knocked the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, watch this.
See if you see the tail end of this.
Watch, they got good misdirection. Steele is pressured out of the pocket. He's scrambling, and he's about to get hit, and he gets flattened.
And right here is where Evans makes a great play. He just missed it. So it's 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers, just inside of the 42.
All of a sudden, their offense beginning to sputter here, Mike.
Staples is in the shotgun. They have 4 wideouts this time. Drop back, pass over the middle, behind the receiver.
They got a little bit of a late hit there, but they're not going to call anything on that. Now, Mike, I don't know whether you saw this, but when Steele went back that time, he spotted a receiver. He wasn't where he wanted him. He waved him to the inside.
And then he threw it behind him.
When the receiver went to the inside, he threw it behind him the other way. You watch him right there, motioning to him.
He threw a little sidearm shot that was behind him, and then he
goes the other way.
Then he gets hit right straight in the back. Phantoms got lucky on that one.
Yeah, they did.
That's 2 plays now.
So
here we go, 4th down and 5.
Potomac stopped on this series again, Mike. That's twice in a row now.
Reed Evans back at about his 30-yard line waiting for this punt. Almost blocked. There's Evans at his 30. Let's see what he does. He cuts it back up to the sideline. Spins out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And there is a flag up the field here.
I just couldn't see it.
But the flag was thrown way up here. That's 10 yards away from where the ball went out of bounds.
Reed Evans tackled out of bounds.
Illegal use of the hands, and that is against the Phantoms. This happens about 10 yards up the field from where the ball goes out of bounds. Had absolutely no effect on the play. But there was one right there that probably could have got called.
But wasn't. Because they were calling the one down here. Phoebus will back up here to about the 27.
That's a big penalty.
7-yard line. About a 10-yard penalty.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Phantoms as the ball sits at their own 37-yard line.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the semifinals from Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium. Phoebus 7, Potomac 7. We've got about 2 minutes to go in the first half. Phoebus beginning to get their offense into gear and their defense beginning to take Potomac out of it. We had a young man watching the game from the
Okay, here we got a delay to Mathis.
Oh, yes.
And he breaks free and cuts to the outside. This is going to be a big one. All the way down near the 48-yard line where he's forced out of bounds. 5, 10, 15. That's a 25-yard run by Mathis. So he breaks one. Here's a replay.
And ladies and gentlemen, like they said in that old movie, he's back. There he is, Dennis Mathis. Breaking tackles as he comes through the middle, slides to the right.
Did you see that block
nice
by
block,
Dixon? Oh. Come here, boy. I want to hit you. 1st and 10, Phoebus at their own 48-yard line.
I think somebody woke the Phantoms up.
2:14 to go here in the second period of play. It's almost like night and day. It was all Potomac in the first quarter. It's all been Phoebus in the second quarter. And here goes is this Mathis.
Oh, yes.
It looks like about an 8-yard gain all the way down to the Potomac 45-yard line.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dennis Mathis, and my job is to run the ball.
And I'm not used to being drunk. Yeah.
Watch this. Boom, boom. Dives in. You're not seeing the same pursuit from the Potomac linebackers as you saw in the first quarter, Mike.
Second down. There goes Haroon Brown off the right. Again, big gain all the way inside the 40. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it down there about the 38. That's a 7-yard gain for Brown. 1st and 10 Phantoms at their own 30. Let's see, at the Potomac 38-yard line.
Maurice Hampton and Andrew Purnell doing a great job on that right-hand side, Mike.
Here goes Mathis off the left side. This time nowhere. Maybe a half a yard at the most, down to about just inside of the 38-yard line. That timeout now is being called by the Phoebus Phantoms, and I believe, is that number 2 for them?
I think so.
So they still have one timeout left.
7 tacklers on that play that time. 7 tacklers on Mathis.
So we're down to about 1:17 to go here in the second period of play. We're all knotted up here. And Dumfries, Virginia. It's why do I keep saying Pocosin? It's Potomac. Potomac 7 and the Phoebus Phantoms 7.
Oh, gracious. No.
You set me up a sign here.
Potomac. I'm going to draw you what? Right here.
The river.
Potomac. Potomac Panthers, not Pocosin.
You've been doing that all week. That's pretty good.
Somebody else has been doing Daily Press is here. They've been doing the same thing. Here, I'm going to put this right up here. It's the Potomac Panthers.
All right, second down and just under 10 now for the Phantoms. Ball at the 38-yard line. Evans on in motion, back to pass, and nice pickup by the defense. Over the middle to number 7. Touchdown, Phoebus.
A wide open Landon
Givers.
Givers.
He was 5 yards behind. What a great pass by
the sophomore Taj Boyd. Found the receiver and put it right in his arms. Watch
the replay. Look at Haroon Brown pick up that linebacker blitzing up the middle.
Brown picked up the blitz. Boyd had the time, and Givers just got by the secondary. And Phoebus is out in front for the first time in this game with 1:10 left in the half.
Coles for the extra point attempt to try to push this to a 7-point game. Down, up, and it is good. So we have 1:10 to go here in the second period of play, and the Phoebus Phantoms have jumped out in front of the Potomac Panthers by a score of 14-7 on a great
fabulous
offensive play. It was so good. Haroon Brown set it up with that block of that blitzing linebacker.
That was a nice pickup. You're giving the sophomore Boyd plenty of time to throw back there. He's only a 10th grader, but he has played great all year long, Mike. He hasn't been called on to pass.
And he really has.
but he hasn't been called on to pass that much. They give the ball to Mathis, they give it to Brown, but in the last few games.
Here's a replay. Watch him.
Look at this. Watch
him pick up
Look
the
at
block.
him get that. Boom. In fact, he almost gets 2 of them there.
Throws the ball
Givers,
down
look
the middle.
at Givers.
Absolutely perfect pass.
Man.
On the run, over the shoulder, touchdown. That is absolutely great job by
Definite
our replay
highlight
people.
stuff.
Great job.
Thank
That
you,
crew
Michael
does a great
Nowinski.
job.
Michael Nowinski on our slow motion instant replay has done a fabulous job all year. We're going to give him the Picosin Award.
That's right. Cole now sets up to kick off 4. Here we go. That's exactly what he practiced at. You see that bounce almost over his head. Down to about the 19-yard line, and he's not going anywhere. He fumbled the ball. Got him by the shoulder pads and just hog-tied it. I mean, that almost looked just like the one back here.
Did you see Levante Battles come right up the middle and make that tackle?
He grabbed him right around the shoulder pads and ripped him right down.
He was going full speed.
Here's a
I don't think
replay. Watch
anybody
the replay
touched him. See if you can pick up number 35, Levante Battle, as he comes right in the middle of your screen. There he goes. Boom.
Got him right around the
My
shoulder and
Lord.
just pulled him straight back.
Nobody even thought about touching him.
1st and 10 now for the Panthers at their own 17, make it the 18-yard line. We're down to a minute to go here before the end of the half, and another flag on the play.
I think he just took a knee on that one. That kind of surprised me.
Did?
With a minute to go in the game.
He certainly did. He took the snap and took a knee. I guess they're satisfied to go in down by 7 here. That's surprising.
That's surprising to me, too, but it looks like what they're doing.
Staples under center, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Is.
They're going to let the clock run out and end the first half of play. We're down to 30. They got to run one more.
I think they're guessing.
If I was Phoebus right now, I'd call a timeout.
Well,
they've got a timeout left. Look where the ball is.
Potomac must be thinking that the momentum has shifted tremendously at this point, and Phoebus has really taken over this game, and they just want to go in and start making some adjustments to come back out and get back in this thing.
We got 10 seconds to go on the clock running, and it looks like they're not going to run another play.
Let this one die out here.
2-1, and that's it. We are at halftime here at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium here in Dumfries, Virginia. The halftime score, the Phoebus Phantoms 14 and the Potomac Panthers 7.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46, and Mike, we've seen 2 games in this half.
Absolutely. It was all Potomac in the first half. It was all Phoebus in the second half.
So, folks, stay tuned, and let's see what the second half has in store for us as we watch the semifinals of the state Division V championship here in Dumfries, Virginia at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium. Paul Rollo with Mike Hauser. We'll be back.
We missed that, so a fair catch was called by the Phantoms at their own 31-yard line. So Phoebus takes over to start the third period of play. We'll give you some halftime stats here just as soon as we can.
Mike, once again, this has been a game of 2 tails. The first quarter belonged to Potomac. The second quarter belonged to Phoebus. We'll see how it goes here in the third
Boyd
quarter.
on a handoff to Mathis up the middle. He scoots to the left and picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play as the Mathis is really starting to come on now. He's starting to look like that 2,000-yard rusher that we've been seeing during the season.
Yes, he has. He got stopped by number 64, Richard Franklin, on that play, but Mathis is beginning to hit his stride, Mike.
That'll bring up second down and a long 4. Well, Potomac had 52 yards rushing in the first half, and Phoebus had 78 yards rushing. Here's a handoff up the middle to Brown, breaks 2 tackles and gets all the way to midfield. A nice pickup of about 19 yards.
By Mr. Thunder Haroon Brown, who is really making a difference in this game defense, or what?
And here's Mathis off the right side. He kind of stutter steps a bit and gets back a little bit past the line on that long 38-yard touchdown. Total yards for the Phantoms, 116. 8 first downs for Phoebus, 5 first downs for Potomac. All of that was in the first quarter. Here's Brown on a handoff to the left side, nowhere there, as he is tackled for. They've been relatively successful when they've come to this side, to the near side. They've had troubles there. He tried to pull them all side. Here's a little spring pass out to Brown. Oh, what a play.
Nice
He picks up about 11 yards on that play. Pulls it in. 1st and 10. There's Brown up the middle. Whoa. He's really been the workhorse since about the three-quarter time-wise in the.
Dennis Mathis. Mathis with about 1,600 yards in the season, almost 2,000 for the year. Brown with about 722 going into today's game.
And he's been the lead blocker all the way. And here he is again off the right side.
Whoa.
And he's close to a first down. Looks like he's going to pick up.
Back in gear. They're putting it on Haroon Brown's shoulders at this time as he's getting that yardage over the right-hand side.
8 minutes to go here in the third period of play. 14-7. Phoebus out in front. And here's Mathis off the left side this time. Breaks free. Picks up about 5 on the play down.
Linebackers were sliding and pursuing to the right-hand side and cutting that lane off.
Well, here is the main reason right here that this is right there is the main reason why their run is now working. It's because his passing
they're running
efficiency.
to the right side and they're getting yardage on the right side, so they're shifting the linebackers toward that left side.
There's
of the
Brown
defense.
again off Haroon Brown up the middle. He's this will be to see the Phantoms go in and score here. Take the ball right off the get-go in the third quarter and drive all the way down the field, get some points on the score, and just kind of make that.
Well, they had the momentum at the end of the half, Mike.
And there's Boyd on a keeper up the middle for about 3 yards near the 15. That's good enough for the first down.
Kids on that team that are playing very well, including Boyd, who has really stepped his game up today. Just a sophomore. We'll see him for 2 more years.
There goes Mathis right up the middle, and there's a flag down.
There's a scoreboard out there brought to you by Comcast here at Potomac High in Dumfries, Virginia, the Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium. 5.
And all I've got is a big pole right in front of me. First and goal from the 6. And there's Haroon Brown off the right down to about the 1. He gets 5 big yards on that carry.
Potomac is going to have to go to that right side they have. You can see it right there.
And there's Boyd up the middle.
Oh, he's not going to get it, I don't think.
Let's see where he marks. I don't think the referees really know how far he got. But
give it to Brown. Give it to Brown.
There he goes.
There he is. Boom.
Touchdown, Phantoms. Haroon Brown over the right side for a yard. Because they've opened the right side up all day.
For the last
Here we go.
3 or 4
Coles
games.
in for the extra point out of the hold of Boyd. There's the snap, and the kick is almost blocked.
Well, I think they were a little offsides there, but we'll see what happens.
Offside on them. You think maybe he'd say the heck with it and go for 2 here now with the ball in the 1? Haroon Brown for a yard out. Here we go.
That was just he was talking about the touchdown there. But
well, it looks like they have their choice. They can either take it here or they can take it on the kickoff.
Out of the snap. Encroachment on the defense, half the distance, still on time down.
It looks like they're going to go ahead and go for the kick
that was
after.
supposed to mean, whoopee. I was getting ready to say they were getting ready to set the ball back down on the 10 again, where it would normally be on an extra point, which meant the center would be an extra yard and a half, the center of the ball. So Cole now will try the extra point, this time from the 9-yard line. Make it the 8.5 if you want to go the half distance bit.
All right, let's do the half distance bit.
Out of the hold of Taj Boyd. Snap and kick. Oh, it's low, but it did get through. And it's good. So we have 4:41 to go here in the third period of play. The Phoebus Phantoms now have broke. Zoom's a great community partner. And along with the Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, order your favorite combination of freshly baked bread.
Break bread?
Meat and vegetarian. Either way, it doesn't make any difference. You can also get it either in a 6-inch or as big as as long as you want. They'll do it for you. Subs at the Subway sandwich.
Great subs, and we appreciate all they've done for us, all our sponsors all year long. They've been fantastic.
Here we go as Cole kicks it off, and this is what he's been practicing. Whoa. That little kick off there, and it's taken I believe by number 2 at the 21-yard line, and he's forced. Man, he is absolutely plummeted out of bounds. Names on the sheets because some of these names are pretty unusual.
They're tough. They're tough.
Here we go. Handoff. It looks like the steal.
Oh,
the looked like a counter buck there, and that time it didn't go anywhere.
I'll tell you what. Darius McMillan, number 11, stayed home. He's done.
Second down and 10 now. Staples is under center. Back to pass. Was going to throw a screen. This time he tucks it in, starts running. He's got a little bit of free play there and a nice block as he gets the ball all the way out near mid on the block. And he did a good job containing one of the linebackers there, and it kept the play going. 1st and 10 from midfield. Back to throw again at Staples. Over the middle, wide open. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 27-yard line, and that is number 5.
Aaron Hawkins on the 27-yard line.
3:40 to go here in the third period of play. Mathis on the carry around the right side. He gets outside of containment. It looks like he picks up about 8 yards.
Mike, this time there was a blitz on. We're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports.
2 wideouts now, one near, one far side. And here comes Haroon Brown. And somebody gets him around the ankles and just brings him straight down, and that is
1,000-yard mark for the year. Unofficially, of course, but.
And here's Mathis
there
off
he is
the left side.
And still fighting.
Like he's going to pick up about that's right. The surprise right now is the ability of Haroon Brown being able to break a lot of those tackles. And not the fact that he can break them, the fact that he's getting as many carries as he is. And here is another carry to Brown. He breaks one back tackle, almost gets through the second one, and he's all the way out as the Phoebus Phantoms just sit here and grind it out. And this is one of the things that Coach D talked about earlier. If our offense can do ball control and keep their offense off the field, we're going to be successful. And so far, that's what's happened. And nothing doing
this time,
there.
No.
As Mathis for the Panthers, second down. He got almost back to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 2nd and 10.
So both teams trying to counter one way and then the other.
And that's Dixon and Evans to the far side of the field. And there's a pass over there to Evans. It's outside, and it looks like he's forced out of bounds at, let's see where the Panthers' 48-yard line. Boyd under center. Both wideouts now to the near side, right in front of us. There's a handoff by Matthews. He's corralled after he picks up maybe about a yard as he's hit in the backfield and leans. Landon Givers is the up back here in front of Cole. Don't be surprised if they try something here. Nope, he's going to punt. Nice punt. Kicks the ball to the far side of the field again. And it depends on where they mark it. And nice punt down all the way inside the 20-yard line.
That ball looked like it was getting ready to go out of bounds and kind of hit and bounced inbounds and then came back further inbounds.
Looks like about a 27-yard punt. It's going to put the ball inside the 20. Well, this referee puts the ball right on the 20. So they've moved it up about a yard. So 1st and 10, Potomac from their own 20-yard line. 11 seconds to go here before the end of the third period. Trailing 21-7.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports, Saturday, December 2nd at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. Dumfries. And handoff, nice run. And that referee got in the way on that one. Was that Steele on the carry? I think it was. Ron Baton and Steve Fryer on graphics and animation. Andy Foley. The slow motion instant replay man who brings all those great instant replays to us, Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator, Sarah Myers. Production assistant, Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, Don Schraus. The director, the producer, the big man himself, Mr. Scotty Bowers. And up in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen. Mike, what a game.
There's a picture or shot of the Phoebus band.
And there are quite a few in the Phoebus contingent that have made the drive up here, and you and I made that drive this morning. We thought it was going to take a little longer than it did, but it's quite an easy and pleasant drive.
Yeah, I was real surprised coming up 95. We didn't have anywhere near the traffic that we thought.
It's going to
Here
be
we
a day
go.
you need to drive. This was the day.
We got a slight problem with the. Look at the yard markers.
That's interesting.
I mean, the yard marker was sitting on. I think the yard markers are backwards, folks. Now they'll straighten it up.
Can we check? Yeah, there we go. They're going to check.
Tackle by number 32.
They had the yard markers backwards, folks.
Well, I guess we've.
1st and 10 with the ball resting at the 35.
I'm not going to say we've seen it all, but we've seen a lot.
There's a double reverse there, double hand. Oh,
Yeah,
another
a pitch.
That
It was
was a
designed.
forward pitch, folks. There's no way that was a straight pitch.
Well, Mike, I'm not sure about that. That looked like it might have been behind
That's the same play
it.
that happened in the first quarter.
But this looked more designed than the other one
Yep.
did. Now, maybe the other one was designed and we just didn't realize it.
I'm sure we'll see this, but I know to me it sure
looked
looked
all right.
like he was in front of him.
It looked all right to me, but
Okay.
we'll see. I
Either
like
way,
this
it don't
play.
matter. They got a 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Potomac starting to mix it up again. They did a lot of this type in the first quarter, and that's when they took advantage of that confusion and dominated in the first quarter.
There's a delayed handoff to our young man, number 2, as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that's about it.
Landon
And that's
Givers said
Kaluku.
hello.
Kaluku?
Buku Koloko.
Buku Koloko. Koloko.
Landon Givers
Koloko.
just standing straight.
I'm sorry.
Landon Givers just stood him straight up, wrapped him up. Right
Second
there,
down and
almost
10.
at the line.
Got about the length of the football on that one. That's about it. Shy of the 50. Staples on a handoff. He's going to get
He's gonna
hammered.
hit for the back.
That is a fumble,
That
folks.
is a fumble.
And it looks like the Phantoms are going to get it. And he's got it.
Oh,
What a play.
man, was he hit? Was that Givers that got him or McMillan?
All I
couldn't
saw
see the
was a
number.
white jersey running in to get to the quarterback, and he nails him as he's pitching it.
Levante Battle ended up with the fumble, and hopefully we've got that on replay because this
It's not
came
going to
from
be.
the
It's not going to be a pass
backside.
because it's behind the.
It's number 5 of the Phantoms, and that's Aaron Hawkins again. 2 big plays he's made in this game, and he came from the blind side and just flattened Staples, who lost the ball, and Battle picked it up, and once again.
2 critical turnovers
yes,
here in the second half for the Panthers. 1st and 10 at the Panthers' 31-yard line. Like a handoff up the middle to Mathis. Nothing there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it to the 30.
Phoebus going with a 3-man backfield on that play, and I'm surprised they didn't get a few more yards on that than they did. Potomac's defense.
Give them about a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 here.
See, they get stacked up in the middle. The defense just piles
Well,
up
that's
there.
the reason why he cuts to the left and goes away from his blockers. That's what
Going
happened.
to the right there. You can see where Haroon Brown is.
2nd down and 9. Well, he saw the opening and scooted that way, thinking he might be able to get something broke open. And here's Mathis on the same play. This time
they
he's
go to
going
the
to
other
pick up
side.
a lot more yards this time inside the 25-yard line. Let's see where they're going to mark it.
Seems interesting as we watch Phoebus run the ball. They'll send Brown right, Mathis left. Brown right, Mathis left.
Looks like it's sitting now at about the 24-yard line.
There goes Mathis over the left side. Just
3rd down and about a little bit more than 2 now at the 24. Brown here we go. Let's see. Are we flipping a coin on which one's going to take it?
I'd say Brown over the right side this time.
And that's Brown over the left side for about 4 yards. That's good enough he's close to a 1st down. He is near the 20.
He may, I don't know. They're going to measure for it.
He's got to get to the 20 to get it. And they got
He's saying 1st down, yep. Look close from here, but we're at a little bit of a bad angle here.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as the Phantoms driving. Try to extend this 14-point lead to 21. Looks like 8 minutes or 9 minutes, either 8 or 9. It's hard to tell with the sun shining on the clock.
8 or 9 minutes left here in the game.
There's Brown again on the right side this time for about 3 yards. Like they're going to mark it at about the 18-yard line on the play.
Brown to the right, Mathis to the left. Brown to the right, Mathis to the left.
We'll
Boyd on a keeper. Boyd on a quick pass. Brown to the right.
Stand up, sit down.
Here's the replay on his number 32, Haroon Brown just takes it off the right side. Dives in, picks up about 3 yards. And they're going to that three-man backfield.
This time it's Mathis as he cuts to the outside, and that was a great defensive play right there.
Yes, it was.
Because he had gotten outside of number 8, Darius Thomas, and the linebacker shot across and got him before he had a chance to get around him.
And that's what helped Potomac in the first quarter, Mike. The linebackers are able to slide left, slide right, and contain the runners. And here you see it.
Oh, that's number 5. That's the quarterback.
Well, who was that got
playing defense.
28.
Which is Steele.
Yeah,
Dante Steele has been in everything here in this game for them.
He is
What's going on
their
here?
main offensive threat.
Well, Phoebus couldn't decide exactly what offense they wanted to call, and this time they called timeout. So we are down to 7 minutes and 57 to go. 7:57 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 21-7. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front of the Potomac Panthers in the state AAA semifinal. The winner of this goes to Todd Stadium in Newport News next Saturday for the state title game.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if Phoebus should end up winning this game here, WHCS Channel 46 will bring you the state championship game from Todd Stadium. We'll get to go and sit up there. And
December the 9th, 7 days from today.
the 9th, that's a week
7
from
days.
today, isn't
That's
it?
7 days from today.
It's a week from today.
A week is 7 days.
A week is 7 days.
I was always taught that.
I thought it was 8 days.
And you're a
in
teacher?
week. Well, I was brought up by the Beatles. They said it was 8 days a week. 8 days a week. You know I love that football. 8 days a week.
Here we go. Third down and about 7 now.
Brown and
Ball
Matthews
sits at
with the ball.
About the 17-yard line.
Mathis off the left side is my guess. What do you think?
He's going to pitch. Oh, he should have pitched it when he had a chance, but he didn't. He kept it. Boyd kept it, and he's going to lose about 2 yards on the play back to the 20, about 3 yards on the play back to the 20. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10, and Coach D's got a decision to make here back on the 20-yard line. He's within field goal range.
Now, Mike, one of the reasons he kept it, I was trying to pick the number out while you were talking there. It looked like it might have been Muku Koloko again on the pitch. He saw what was developing, and he went after the potential option play. You can see him sliding out there on the backside. He smelled that one, and that's why Boyd had to keep it, because if he'd have pitched.
A 37-yard attempt by Matt Cole out of the hold of Taj Boyd. This will be, I think, his longest of the year. There's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is low. Is it long enough? Nope. It's low and to the near side. No good. Didn't get the ball up in the air. So the Panthers have stopped the Phantoms on the 20-yard line. That's where the Potomac Panthers will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Well, some of the Panther fans there excited about that.
That turnover did not hurt them, just like the last turnover that they made. The defense was able to come up after. I'll tell you, the one thing that Phoebus has done, though, is they've kept them off the field offensively. 1st and 10 from the 20. Their Staples in the shotgun, back to pass. Looking for an open receiver, is being flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to go down out there as he's sacked behind the line of scrimmage at about the 18.
And, Mike, watching the receivers in the secondary, they're putting up their hands, and every one of them was covered by a Phoebus defender. And the Phoebus.
Well, you got 5 defensive guys back there covering 2 players.
And you've got the defensive line putting pressure on the quarterback, and he just can't get to where he can see anybody that's going to be anywhere near to be open.
And that was Alandis Beggs on the tackle, so he gets credit with a sack. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12. 4 wideouts, all of them on this side. Well, they got one over there. Back to throw Staples.
Got a man.
There's a man. Oh, wide open at the 30, to the 35, to the 40. And that is number 11.
That is Raphael Ami.
There goes a flag on the play. I'm not sure what that was for.
Well, I do, but I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. Here's a replay. Ami is wide open as you see him. He goes up and cuts out to the outside. Got in between the defenders. and is brought down right about there.
Looks like we got an unsportsmanlike call against the Phantoms here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No question about that.
That's going to cost them 15 yards, too, from the end of the play.
Yes, it is.
That's going to put the ball all the way back into the Phantom territory.
You see a couple of people.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And they need to make sure everybody gets settled down there because they don't need anybody kicked out here.
So that's going to bring the ball all the way down to the Phoebus 47-yard line, where the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Phantoms. Staples back to throw, being flushed out of the pocket. He lets loose with the ball. This one might be intercepted.
This is not.
That was a duck in the air that time. That one was intended for a steal. It was almost intercepted by
number 8.
That's Nathaniel Motley. He almost picked it up.
And that was not a good pass. There's double coverage here on the receiver who was not open.
No, he was not hit before the ball got there.
No.
2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line. As Staples got hit right after he let go of the ball, too. And so he's been hit pretty good here in this game. Back to pass.
Yeah.
It's going to be a screen pass over the middle. There's nobody defensively there, and he's got a whole wall. That's going to pick up about 15 or 16 on the play down near the 32-yard line. That was a very good call.
Yes, it was. And I'm trying to catch the number on that runner. It looks like number 20-something, maybe 20.
28 is Steele.
Was Steele. That was a great play call right there. Plenty of blockers up front.
And Steele has been the go-to guy so far for Potomac. That ball is thrown underneath and it's completed outside to one of the wide receivers, which is something that hasn't been done today so far until now.
Steele.
Number 11 on the catch. That's Raphael Ami. Gain of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. The ball sits at about the 26. Back in the shotgun. A pass over the middle. Incomplete. In and out of the hands.
Nice try.
Again, I believe that was Ami.
That was Ami once again. He made a nice try on that.
Ball was underthrown, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Staples not getting his passes into where he needs to as sharply as he needs to in this quarter. In the beginning of the game, he was really on the money.
We're down to 5:05 to go in the 4th quarter. Ball, actually the ground forced that ball out of his arms. So 3rd down now and 4. This is a big down right here. Back to pass to Staples over the middle, wide open on a slant pattern. Hit by about four defenders before he was actually brought down. That's going to be good down to about the 15-yard line or 16-yard line. 1st down for Potomac.
3rd consecutive pass to Raphael Ami, and this time it works. I think, Mike, this is the same play that we just had. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4. He just is not coming down.
Here's the pass over the middle into the corner. Great pass, touchdown. And that is Steele out there again, uncovered.
Deontay Steele has just showcased his talents tonight.
16 yards for the touchdown. So the Panthers have drawn a bit closer now, trailing 21-13, and will attempt the extra point. That's going to be Eric DeBratz out of the hold of Josh Azar. And the snap is really high. Got a good kick considering how much he had to wait for, and it's good.
Got a good leg.
With 4:47 to go here in the 4th quarter, the Phoebus Phantoms are still out in front by a score of 21-14 over the Potomac Panthers. Panthers.
Potomac Panthers. You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. We're bringing you the semifinal Division 5 championship from Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. The Phoebus Phantoms 21, the Potomac Panthers 14.
Spit it out. I have the same problem.
Potomac Panthers. And Mike, once again, we got to see a great ball player from Potomac, Deontay Steele.
Well, he's been the show for them.
Well, everyone said he is the most effective, the most potent, the most dangerous player for the Potomac Panthers. Now, they've got a group of running backs, 3 of them that combined, 2 of them combined for 1,300 yards. Steele added another 775 rushing. All of them averaged a little over 600 yards rushing. In addition to that, Steele has 250 yards receiving in addition to what he has today. And the man just does everything, and he does it well. And he's got good speed, Mike. We've seen him break loose in that backfield, in the secondary several times to be wide open. Staples just not getting enough time back there to make some good passes.
But DeBrat gets ready to kick off for Potomac. Deep receiver back there is, well, what do we got here? We have time. Why in the world would you call timeout here?
On a kickoff.
Well, they just wasted a timeout.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, timeout on a kickoff. But
I don't know, unless they didn't have the right personnel on the field. It's the only reason I can think of they'd do it. Either way, timeout.
It is a timeout, and
we still got 4:47.
4:47 left in the game.
21-14. Phoebus out in front of Potomac.
In the semifinals for the Division 5 championship.
Hey, there's your friends.
Yep, that's the Panther. And please remember, folks, whoever wins this game will go on to play in the championships at Todd Stadium on December the 9th. That's 1 week from today. Should it be the Phoebus Phantoms, then once again, your favorite TV station in Hampton, WHCS Channel 46.
Or you get sports all the time.
All the time with Mike Hauser, Paul Rowe, and Brent Musgrove. We'll bring you that game.
So DeBratz again has the ball teed up, and they are ready to kick off.
And you can listen to the crowd here on the Potomac side. They are pumped, Mike, after that touchdown. The last 4 minutes and 47 seconds are going to be
nice
something.
Kickoff. What's the holdup? What do we got here? There's a flag on the play. It looks like Potomac was offside on the kickoff. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, gracious.
Because I believe, was that Desmond Barnes who actually fumbled the ball back here, number 2?
That was number 2, Desmond Barnes.
And what happened was Dennis Mathis had moved up away because they figured every time they kicked off, they kicked away from them, and this time they kick it off. So both players were running back after the ball, and in the meantime, the Phantom player fumbled it. Luckily for them, 5-yard penalty back to the 35 where they will now have to kick off again. And I did not see whether they were offside, but I believe both referees threw the flag on either end.
Eric DeBratz really got his foot into that one, Mike, driving it down to about the 5-yard line.
Well, that was a great kickoff.
Yes, it was.
Coach Lilly is beside himself over here on the sidelines. He just does not understand that his team is making uncharacteristic mistakes here.
Well, that's, 5, 6 offside, false start type situations that Potomac has had in this game. Phoebus relatively penalty-free with the exception of
So he kicks it off this time, another pooch kick, and it's taken by Evans at the 30. Cuts it back to the left,
if he can get there.
And he's pulled down after a gain of about a yard, and that's it. He actually fumbled the ball out of bounds. Luckily for the Phantoms, they keep possession of the ball. This time they'll be starting off from their own 32-yard line. See if the ball scoots out of there after he gets hit.
Abdul Kane, number 7, wraps him up over there.
And there it goes.
The ball out of bounds. So they got a little bit of a break there.
So they start off 1st and 10 from the 32, and now is when you got to have ground control. So only 5 seconds have gone off the clock on that kickoff. 4:42 to go. 21-14. Phoebus out in front. of the Potomac Panthers here with
sun has gone behind the clouds now. We can see the scoreboard real well.
Here's a handoff to Brown up the middle near the 35-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Gain of close to 3 on the play.
And Panther hands are going all over the place now, Mike, with the time winding down. They need the ball. They've got to get it back, and you can see when they tackle, they're tackling the ball.
Just as they put the ball down right at about the 34, I'm not going to say it, the 34-yard line.
And there's the scoreboard. You can see how much
Second
better
down
we
and
can see
8.
it.
Clock running at 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go.
Fans on the Potomac side.
Here's a little screen pass out here to Evans, and he's bottled up. He breaks free, but unfortunately he goes down right at the 30. He's going to lose about 4 on the play, and I'm not sure what Coach Lilly is upset about, but he's throwing stuff all over the place.
I think he's happy. Great tenacity on the part of his defense that time. They smelled that play, got out there, and nailed it. Let's watch the replay.
Loss of about 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long now.
Evans gets it. He's hit immediately by Darius Brent, then followed by Josh Asari. And Mike, Potomac's defense is really getting
And now they're going to
pumped.
call their last timeout of the half. I believe, is that their last timeout or second?
Scoreboard says, oh, they don't have it on the scoreboard.
They don't have it on the scoreboard.
Okay, I'm used to watching
Mr.
the
Killen
scoreboard.
says they have taken 2 timeouts here.
They have.
3rd down now and about 12 for the Phantoms. The ball sitting at the 30.
Folks, if you can hear what you're watching, you're listening to the Potomac fans trying to rally their team. Their team is really feeding off the crowd at this point. They're 7 points down with 3:25 left in the game. Their defense has stepped it up. They are stopping Phoebus. They're going for the ball. They're playing tough. They need the ball one more time. They have great confidence in this offense.
Well, they've turned it around now. Again,
the momentum is changing.
We've seen 2 different games here again in this second half. The first quarter was all Potomac, and then in the second quarter it was Phoebus. The third quarter Phoebus continued on, and now in the fourth quarter, the Potomac Panthers have turned things around, and they're forcing the issue now, and the Phantoms are backed up to their own 30-yard line with a 3rd down and 12. This could be the key play of the game right here.
This is a big play.
First down could put a nail in it. Otherwise, they're going to have to punt. Boyd is under center. They have a wide out to the near side and one to the far, and that's Evans in motion.
Here comes the blitz.
They pick it up. Boyd is on the run around the left side. If he can get around the corner, no. He's stopped at about the 36-yard line as the Panthers have stopped the clock with a timeout.
Here's a replay on this. He's back to pass. He can't find anybody. The blitz was on. They picked it up fairly well. But number 41 for Potomac, and that is Zack Simmons, trips up Taj Boyd on the far side of the field.
So he's well short of the first down.
Yes, he is.
It's going to be 4th down and 6 as it looks like the
Panthers are going to get a chance to get the ball and take that potent offense of theirs back out on the field.
3:11 to go here before the end of the fourth quarter. Phoebus is going to have to punt the ball. 4th down and 6 now.
There you have a shot of the Potomac crowd. You can see they're up. They're waving their arms. The team is on the sidelines, pumping the crowd up. The crowd is pumping them. We have got a ball game here, Mike, in the semifinals, and there's the Phoebus cheerleaders trying to counter by getting their team up.
Now, if we ever needed a good punt by Matt Cole, this is it right here. Good snap. Gets the punt off. Nice punt. Drives the runner back to about the 34. Waits up, and it takes off running. He's got through a couple of blocks. He's around the outside, and he's going to go all the way because there's nobody there to stop him. And there are no flags on the field. Touchdown of about 65 yards by guess who?
I am going to guess that was Mr. Deontay Steele, who takes the punt
65 yards. It goes all the way
back.
He broke free of about 6 tacklers there that absolutely couldn't make the play.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. He takes it on to 33.
There's
he goes
1,
left.
2,
1,
3,
2,
4,
3,
5.
4.
There's 6.
He turns the corner, and there's nobody there. He turns on the Jets. Put your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen. This one is not over yet.
So now they're going to attempt the extra point to tie it up. Right now, 21-20, Phoebus. In to kick the extra point is Eric DeBratz. Here's the kick. It is up. There is a flag down. It's probably offside on Phoebus. We'll have to wait and see. The kick was good.
That'll just be a decline, and we'll go from there.
No, false start.
Oh, no. All right, folks.
So they're going to have to do it again.
But they're going to have to do it from a little further back. That penalty is going to be against the Potomac Panthers. Here's the call.
Illegal formation. 6 men on the line on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay untying down.
I like that little signal as he twirls his finger around. Replay untying down.
I used to say, whoopee.
Oh, gracious.
So this time it's going to be an attempt for the extra point from the 15, so it'll be a 25-yard extra point attempt, so that's 5 yards further back.
This could be key here because Phoebus is going to be coming full out on this one.
There's a snap. It's good this time. The kick is up, and it is good. Tied up here. We are tied up at 21-all here at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium in Dumfries, Virginia. Woo! Couldn't ask for a better contest.
Man.
As it is Phoebus 21 and Potomac 21.
WHCS Channel 46 bringing you this game from Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium, the semifinals. And Mike.
2:53 to go here in the fourth quarter.
How quickly it has changed, and you're right. First quarter Potomac, second quarter Phoebus, third quarter Phoebus, fourth quarter Potomac. Now what happened here was Potomac wanting to get their offense out on the field, knowing that they could strike quickly, got a big boost from their special teams, and yet it's the same guy, Deontay Steele. They put themselves in a position, they've scored to tie the game. They got 2 minutes and 50-some seconds left. If their defense can hold again, they're going to have that offense out there one more time.
Well, see, Phoebus has got one timeout left, and I believe, because they don't have it on the clock now, but I believe they had 2 left.
All right, I thought they had 2 too, so I think you're right. Phoebus needs to keep the ball. They're going to have to get 2 first downs.
They're at 2:53 to go. Aaron Hawkins is trying to get some information from the coaching staff. Now he drops back. They still don't have a clue how many players they're supposed to have on the field because that's 2 players that's run on and then run back off again.
Well, they've got 11 out
5,
there.
6, 7, 8. Now they have 11. So DeBrat's in now to kick off. Let's see how he kicks this one off. Deep is Mathis standing at his own 6. Here's the kick, and he kicks it short again over to Evans. Evans takes the ball at his 35,
He's
40, 45. He's forced out of bounds outside of their own 45-yard line. That's a great run back there. Puts Phoebus in much better field position here.
Well, it was a short kick, Mike, which is really surprising. He takes the ball on the 27, 28-yard line.
Looks like he's being forced out of bounds at about the 47, 48-yard line is where they put it down. So we have, looks like a minute, 2:48 to go here before the end of the fourth quarter of play. 21-all now, Phoebus and Potomac.
Now, I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to kick the ball as deep as you could on that one?
Oh, no.
I understand trying to keep it away from Mathis,
that's right.
But
they've held Mathis pretty good today.
They have.
Look out. Oh, man. He's all the way back on a blitz.
Number 41 again. That is Zack Simmons, who has really come on strong here.
Now, look where they're putting the ball. They're putting the ball. Look where they're setting the ball down.
On the blitz. Nobody gets him, trips him, boom. Gets him back at that's about where he fell there, Mike. That's where he was down. In fact, they may have given him a yard this way.
That's a loss of 10 on the play, folks.
Great
Second down
play
at 20.
by Zack Simmons. Zack Simmons, a senior linebacker, 6 foot, 185 pounds.
Here comes another blitz up the middle. There's the screenplay. There goes a flag, and who's the flag on? There was nobody there.
Whoa, there. I don't know, but that looked like a shoulder grab over there and possibly a.
I bet you they're going to end up with an illegal block over there.
Here it is. It's like a little screen pass. Just picks it up off the ground.
Against Phoebus.
Illegal block on the back or something, or what?
I don't know, but this is absolutely turned right around. It's going to be from the spot of the foul, and they're going to keep the same down. But
Illegal block in the back.
15 yards.
Offense, 10 yards.
10 yards.
The end of the run. Replay second.
Basically, it's a play over because the ball's sitting almost right where it was before that play. Still second down. Now it's 19 from the 39-yard line.
It's like a little under or right at 2 minutes.
2:30. Is that 2 minutes even?
I can't tell with the sun like it is right now. WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you this semifinal championship game.
Here's a little delay off to the right side this time.
Darius Brent makes the stop on the near side here.
That was a handoff to Givers, who picks up about 5 on the play out to the 40, almost the 45.
Like we've seen this play before, as Givers comes around on the end around.
Like
he usually comes out wider on this one, though. It's a big sweep, usually. This one, he went inside quicker.
3rd down and 13 for the Phantoms at their own 45-yard line.
It's like 1:23 now left in the game.
Now, they don't want to give Potomac the ball back with a whole lot of time here. They need a first down. And what's that? That's an illegal substitution rule.
Is that what that is?
So that's the illegal substitution call there when he goes to his chest. Delay of game was supposed to be both arms crossed.
I didn't see him call anything. But
at this number.
Is that what he did? Show me that again. He did what number? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Illegal substitution against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down. Clock will go on the snap.
Everything that was going wrong for
Potomac is now going
the other way for Phoebus, and this is the wrong time of the game for this to happen. Now, 3rd down and about 13.
Well, if you ever wanted to use a game for momentum shifts, this is the game.
Here's a deep pass down the left sideline.
Double coverage.
Looks like it's intercepted, incomplete pass. That would have been better if he had intercepted it, to be honest with you, because that would have put them all the way back on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was not a wise pass into double coverage that far down on the sideline, Mike. You see Taj Boyd go back.
He's trying to make a play here.
He should have
he keyed on that one receiver, and they were all looking for it.
And you can see he's double covered tight over there.
So it's 4th down. The ball sits at the 40-yard line. 4th and 17.
About 1:18 or 1:08. So, folks, hold on. Potomac's offense is going to get back on the field, provided their special teams doesn't do anything.
There's a kick to the near side of the field over there. Great bounce inside the 20.
Nice bounce.
All the way down to about the 18-yard line. That was a good kick that time.
Balls placed on the 19.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to get yourself a snack, I'd suggest
42 yards.
You don't. Stay right where you are. The crowd is on its feet. We're tied at 21 all at Chuck Coles Memorial Stadium, Saturday, December 2nd.
Is that 1 minute even?
1 minute, 8 seconds. According to the truck. I don't know how they can see from down there, but they're good. Andy Foley's got some good eyes, doesn't he?
Especially with the truck behind the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 now, Potomac. They got a chance. This is their chance to take this away from them. Handoff up the middle. I believe that's the steal. He gets out to about the 25-yard line. Nope, that wasn't steal. That was number 4, Darius Brent.
And they're going with the quick huddle. They're not even going. They're going the no-huddle offense here. And I think we're going to see them start going to the air here.
Well, they better do something, otherwise they're going to run the clock out.
I'd put 2 men on Deontay Steele. Make sure he is covered when he takes off that line.
Now there's timeout called by the referees, and Potomac calls their last timeout of the second half. We're all tied up here, folks, 21-21. We're already down under a minute to go.
You're watching Saturday football, a little deviation from our Friday night football, WHCS Channel 46 Sports, where you get all the sports that we're going to bring you, and that's quite a bit. We bring you football, we bring you baseball, we bring you softball, we bring you basketball.
We bring you soccer.
We bring you soccer. And if there's anything else you want us to bring you, let us know. We don't know that we can, but we certainly try. I knew that would happen. Yeah, now the truck wants us to bring him pizza and hamburgers.
He's already got about 5 or 6 pizzas sitting down there. Of course, it's cold now.
WHCS Channel 46, your Hampton School channel.
Now we're down to 34 seconds and to go here. They have the ball 2nd down and 3 from about their own 27-yard line.
I believe it's going to go airtime here.
Staples back to pass.
He's got plenty of time.
He's looking for the one receiver. This time it's number 7 he's going for.
Double covered.
I believe almost intercepted, but it wasn't. It was intended for number 7, Abdul Kanak.
Kune, I think, wanted some pass interference on that, but once again, Staples threw that ball into double coverage.
And he put that one up for grabs, and I tell you, that was one of those plays that it could have gone either way. 27 seconds left now before the end of the 4th.
Staples had plenty of time.
He just put it up for grabs.
There's good coverage. Phoebus back in their prevent. There's some people just hoping and praying and trying to.
If this thing goes to overtime,
find out how that
Phoebus needs to switch his game around so they're going that way, because that's where they've scored it all. There's a handoff to Cano again. He got away. Is that Brent?
That's Brent, I believe.
He's all the way down near the 40-yard line. I believe he went out of bounds back further. As you can see, the coaching staff over there for Phoebus pointing to a spot there. It's down to 19 seconds left.
That was Darius Brent, number 4, who's been all over the place offensively and defensively today.
Timeout is called by the Potomac Panthers. I thought they had already used their last one.
It looked like, I don't know. I'm way over here. He stepped toward that way, but obviously he wasn't out because the referees are right there on it.
I thought they had already used up 3 timeouts, folks.
Maybe not. Must not.
Well, the referee gave them the timeout, so either way,
we got 19 seconds?
19 seconds away from one either going into overtime or going home after Potomac scores, which we definitely don't want that. So his defense has got to rise to the occasion here. You know they're going to put the ball up in the air.
2 passes.
Yep.
First down and 2 passes here, Mike. We'll see how they pan out.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to Staples in a shotgun. Throws the ball deep over the middle. There's nobody there except for number 8 of the Phantoms, and that's
Hawkins.
Nathaniel Motley. Motley intercepts the ball, and that should end the first half, or the second half. Let's see what, 6 seconds left.
So Phoebus gets the turnover here on an ill-conceived pass that.
Well, he just put that one up for grabs,
he threw that one right down.
There was no offensive players there.
Not even close. You had 2 defensive players right there, and that's where he threw it. This is a Hail Mary with no Mary.
Well, he was thinking that. I believe that is number 7 there.
That was.
And he's the one that caught the last one.
Abdul Kane.
And he was hoping Kane could get under the ball, but a little bit deep. So it looks like the Phantoms will
play for the overtime here.
They'll kneel it down here. We got 6 seconds left in regulation. And there's his knee down. So we're going to end up going into overtime here.
That's the end of regulation.
There it is, folks.
So after regulation time, it's all knotted up at 21-all as the Potomac Panthers come storming back in the 4th quarter to score 14 points and knot it up at 21-all as we get set to go to overtime. Now, let's explain to us the overtime
period.
Here
we are with the tie ball game. We're in the semifinals of the Division 5 playoffs. What's going to happen here?
They will gather the captains out at midfield. They will do another coin flip. They will have the choice. The winner of the coin flip will have the choice of taking the ball first or going or we've got somebody standing next to me hollering here. So we've got a coin flip. You have the choice, if you win the coin flip, of offense or defense. Everybody will start from the 10-yard line. You have 4 downs to score, either by a touchdown or field goal. You get no first downs. You got 4 plays at it. And then after you get through with your 4 plays, either by scoring or a turnover, the opposing team will again take their turn at the 10-yard line and have 4 plays to either score. If they do not score, they go back to another 30 or 60-second timeout, start all over again. Coin flip again, make a decision how you want it. Now, if I'm Phoebus and I'm losing to win the coin toss, I'm electing to go on defense first because it forces the issue. If they score, you know what you got to do. If you stop, all you got to do is kick a field goal to win.
Right. Exactly. And Mike, I might be wrong here. Maybe somebody in the truck can help me out again. The team facing the sun has scored. I think all of the scoring in this game has been to our left.
That's correct.
Against or going toward the sun.
Or no, going towards the scoreboard.
Going toward the scoreboard, wherever. Yeah. That way. That's where I see the sun from there, from what it is.
We got to do players of the games, too.
It's going to be tough to do. Is this in the quarter? In the game. I've just been handed this information by the great Brent Musgrove. Potomac, 8 of 21 passing for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in this game, and one of them, of course, was that last pass that we saw. But anyway, going in that direction, Mike, is the way you'd want to go. We'll see what they do. I'd sure.
What do you think about players of the games at this point?
Wow. I'm torn about players of the game. Obviously.
The question is, are we going to have 2 today, or are we going to have 1 today?
Well.
All right, Captain's great game. Put your hands together.
I hope we have 2.
Okay.
How's that?
All right.
I like. Wow, the referee is coming through there. I like that.
Yep.
But it's a tail.
I like
Defense first.
this.
Yep. I'd say go for
I
it.
like.
You know that. Who was fun? Which end of the field do you want to play? We'll play down there. Turn around. Face that way. First down.
That is Phoebus.
Let's go. All right, Phoebus is going to get the ball first, going from right to left into the end zone where everybody has scored. And I agree with those 2. I say go ahead and give them to them. Irregardless of how the outcome is, really.
If we do 1-1 for offense and defense, though, these are both the same. This,
okay,
possibly this person here.
I can't see who it is. Oh yeah,
possibly that person there. What he's done today. Possibly this person right here. Possibly this person right there.
Right.
1, 2, 3. All 3 of those have done a fantastic
Flip a
job.
coin. Your decision.
Yeah, I know. That's.
Go ahead and give it to him so he can pass it on, and we already know that's one of them.
Well,
here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10 of 11?
Yeah. Not bad, huh? Not bad.
All right, here we go. The start of overtime. This is no clock will be run. They will keep the 25-second clock to make sure they get the ball off in time. 1st and 10, 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
And everybody is on their feet, and you can see the whole crowd is moving down toward this end of the stadium.
There's a handoff to Mathis off the left side.
He's going to get there.
Touchdown. Give it to him. One referee says no, and the other one gives it to him. Now they give it to him. 10-yard run by Dennis Mathis.
The leading.
On the first play of overtime. Here's the replay.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Mathis going off the left side says he
reaches right in there for
all day long. Great blocking up front. And the leading rusher in the Peninsula District has just put Phoebus ahead. And here comes a critical kick.
Play. That's right. Cole for the extra point. There's the snap. It's down. It's up. It's long enough. And it is good. So the Phantoms have struck first here in overtime on one play, 10 yards by Dennis Mathis. 28-21 now with the Phantoms out in front as Potomac will take the ball now to start their overtime. That's fine.
Here we go.
Here's a replay of that again.
Watch this as Dennis
Look at him
Mathis.
fight.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, man. You can see the desire. You can see the kid is great. What can I say?
Now let's see if the defense for the Phantoms can come up big here and stop this.
Talking about great, here we have another fantastic offense, and we know how dangerous they can be, Mike. 10 yards to go, and they have relied all day long on Mr. Deontay Steele.
There's a handoff to Steele up the middle to the 5, inside the 5, down to the 3.
The Potomac answering right back. This is like two boxers going at it.
So that's all the way down to the 2 where they mark it. 2nd down and goal from the 2. So Steele picks up 8 yards on the run.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's no guessing what's going on here. Mathis is the big man for Phoebus today. Steele, the big man for Potomac. They're going to give them the ball, and those two guys are going to determine the outcome of this game.
They send out wide out both to the near and far. This is Staples up the middle on the keeper.
He's close.
He's being forced in by the guys behind him. They're actually trying to push him. He's going to be about a yard, maybe a foot short. Look where the referees.
Now, we got a bad angle here, but I sure thought he was in from this angle, but I'm not down there on the goal line, Mike. And they're saying no. Here's a shot from the angle we have. You can see Staples turns his back. The offense, every one of them right behind him trying to push him in and get him over. But
So
the referees say no.
3rd down and a foot at the most. That's how close it is here. And bar any mistakes, it looks like they're getting pretty close here.
I say Steele right here.
There it is. He takes it off the right side for the score. They're an extra point away from sending this to double overtime. So now it lands right on the foot of Eric DeBratz, number 3 for the Panthers. And here's the replay. Just takes the ball right off the right guard. Timeout is called by the Phoebus Phantoms. Did you get the player of the games in by chance?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. give me a defensive player there. We got the
Yeah, they did.
Give me a choice here on these guys we talked about. Here, or here, or here. Him.
Big interception. A couple of runs, too. And there's a couple of players that we really think have done a good job, especially on the line.
Excellent job.
The right-hand side of the defense, of the offensive line for the Phantoms really opened up a bunch of holes. So here's the critical play of the game right now.
On the foot
of Eric
Mr.
DeBratz. Out of the hold of Josh Azery.
If it's good, we go to another. If it's not, it's all over.
Snap is low. Kick is up. It's long enough. And it's good. So we tied up, and we will go to double overtime. Again, same scenario as the first. Wait a short timeout period. And we go back to flipping a coin.
Man. There you see the crowd so excited. And folks, there across the screen, you can see how the crowd has moved down toward this end of the field. This is the end of the field where all the points have been scored today. Everybody's down there where they can watch and find out who is going to go to the state finals. There's a shot of the Potomac players as they get together with their coaches on the sideline. What a great game they've played today. There's number 5 and number 11. Number 5, Anthony Staples, the quarterback who just scored for Potomac to tie this game again. Woo! Man.
I'm not real sure why Phoebus's defense is out on the field at this point. I thought they did a flip a coin.
Looks like they do flip. Well, they're going to the center of the field. We see the Phoebus defense going off the field, and the captains will come out for the flip of the coin. The crowd waiting in anticipation. Here's the flip.
They're giving Potomac the option here, and that's what they're doing.
That's what it is. I figured I didn't see the
It's not a matter of flip-flopping. They actually have to give them a shot. And they're going to move to the other end of the field.
No way.
I haven't figured that one. That's the first time I believe I've ever seen this. But they're going to have.
Wow.
It looks like Potomac will have the ball to start the second overtime, and they actually move to the other end of the field where there's no score, no points been scored down there today.
Did Phoebus make that choice?
No. No, we clearly saw Potomac make that call.
Okay, I thought it was Phoebus that said they would defend down there.
So Potomac will start off here to start the second overtime period. Again, same scenario. 4 downs to score.
Well, one good thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to see what the goalpost looks like at the other end of the stadium. Because we haven't seen it all day long.
We could have stayed down there if they wanted to.
All right, here we go. First down and 10. First down and goal at the 10-yard line. Staples is the quarterback. Hands the ball off to Steele. Gets outside. He fumbled it.
Fumbles.
Oh, they got the ball back, and they almost gave the game away right there.
Ooh, number 56, Travis Bottoms, recovered the ball for Potomac. That could have been a costly turnover, Mike.
Loss of about 2 on the play.
Here's Steele with the handoff. Goes around the left side. It's stripped from him right there. You see it coming out. Hits the ground, and number 56, Travis Bottoms, right there to get on it.
Second down now, 12. He's just rolling around the right side.
Look at all the people he's got wide open.
And great defense. It's intercepted. The Phantoms have intercepted the ball, and that is the play of the game right now. Any kind of a score. Any kind of a score now. Was that number 25 intercepted that? Chaz Robinson?
I think it's Chaz Robinson. Watch this. There are 3 receivers open on his side. Mike Staples throws the ball up. It's bounced away.
What a defensive play right there.
Look how he hauls that in. Chaz Robinson with, so far, as you said, the play of the game. Depending on what happens here, this is for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen.
First and goal now for the Phantoms at the 10-yard line. They got 3 full house backfield.
And it's going to be.
Whoa! Handoff was given to.
Gracious.
Oh, man. Dennis Mathis got hammered for a loss of 2.
Was that Zack Simmons again, number 41? Watch him. This is the 3rd time he has come in untouched, unmolested, and just has slammed the runner.
Every time they've gone to that 3 full house backfield, they have not done. This is exactly what's happened so far. So second down now, and they are right where Potomac was a little while ago. Second down and goal from the 12. A little bit different setup here now. They got a couple of wings in there. And Haroon Brown off the right side inside the 10. Looks like you stopped at about the 9. Depends on where they mark it.
He's going to get just inside the 10 to the 9, where number 67 for Potomac, George Bansai, makes the stop.
Third down now and 9 as the Phoebus Phantoms will call timeout. Each team, by the way, does receive an additional timeout per overtime period. So that's their overtime period. They can still kick it to win, but they want to get closer than this. Third down and goal inside the 10.
Obviously, Phoebus sitting in the driver's seat at this point.
There's Matt Cole, number 95, standing there, as you can see, jumping around. I wonder if they're going to actually put him in now and do it.
Well, now, if he does it now and misses, will he get a second chance? Because if it's a bad snap and he falls on the ball, then he can still do it again, because then it'll be 4th down. What if he misses? He can still do it again because it's 4th down.
Once he kicks it, that's it. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try for the field goal here.
I've always thought, and I know in NFL,
he has to kick
college,
it.
if you miss it on 3rd, and you've got the 4th down shot.
Nope.
Here it is.
So this is going to be for the winner.
It's all yours, Mike. Call it.
Down. It's up. It is good. The Phoebus Phantoms have defeated the Potomac Panthers 31-28 on a field goal.
No. Roughing the kicker penalty declined, and ladies and gentlemen, that's it.
Matt Cole.
2006 Phoebus Phantoms have just won the semifinals here in Dumfries, Virginia, against the Potomac
Double
Panthers.
overtime, 31-28. Oh man, give our player the game
Wow. Oh, I wish we could have a couple of players in the game, Mike, because I tell you what, two guys right there at the end would get big consideration. But we do have some great players in the game who have done a good job throughout the entire game. And in just a moment, we'll give them, as we see them come up on the screen.
As you see the Phoebus Phantoms now
There's
out on the
Coach
field.
D, and here's
Here are
our
your players
in
in the games.
Taj Boyd, 10 of 11 passing for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. Landon Givers with a key interception. Some great tackles on defense. Has just been all over the place. Played a marvelous game.
Let's watch the game-winning kick here.
Here we
as
go.
the Phantoms will advance to the state title game. Matt Boyd, there's the kick.
Boom.
And I'm not real sure where there was a roughing the kicker at that, but it was.
I don't either, but they called it.
The referee gave a signal crossing his chest, and I'm not sure what that was, but that's not rough. Either way, no matter how you look at it, the Phoebus Phantoms have come away with that big win here as they beat the Potomac Panthers in double overtime, folks, 31-28. What a great game.
A wonderful game.
I don't even know how far the field goal was. Does anybody know? 27-yard field goal by absolutely Matt Cole on a game winner. And let me tell you something. Everybody in this stadium is standing up and giving a great hand to both of these teams because
they should.
It was a great game.
Potomac is one of the best teams we've seen play this year, Mike. They
have as a potent offense as you could ever want to have play against.
And a tough defense.
And here's a replay of a key interception in this game. That right there ended Potomac's hopes of a possible title championship game next week. And that was number 24, folks, that intercepted that ball.
Yeah, we kept saying it was 25. Chaz Robinson, I can't find a number 24 on there, but whoever it was did a fantastic job of getting that ball. And, of course, the field goal has given Phoebus the win.
And we will be playing at at Todd Stadium next Saturday afternoon. I believe it's going to be a 1:30 game. And the Phoebus Phantoms, folks, will be playing for the state title. And they may move it to 12:30. At this point, we'll have to wait and see. And read your local papers to actually find out. Either way, our Phoebus Phantoms will be playing for the state title. Paul, great game, 31-28. Our game today has been sponsored by Zunes. The locations throughout the peninsula. Subway, located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs and salads. Also by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your home at 881-2004. Along with Park Lawnwood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Mike Hauser, along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen. So long from Dumfries, Virginia. Final score here. The Phoebus Phantoms 31 and the Potomac Panthers 28.
WHCS Channel 6, Channel 46 Sports. Good night, everybody.